The moon hung low in the sky, casting a pale light over the village as its people prepared for the dream-sharing circle. It had been a full moon cycle since Makwa returned from his vision quest, yet the images from that night still clung to him, haunting and inspiring in equal measure. His thoughts swirling with fears of the coming winter and the wendigos that prowled in its shadow. There was a woman in the village who had once occupied much of his thoughts. Her name was Ayasha, and her presence was like the first bloom of spring after a harsh frost, a comfort and a promise of renewal. Before his vision quest, Makwa had imagined a life with her, but since his return, he had withdrawn. Each time Ayasha tried to approach him, he deflected her warmth with tales of the wendigos and the weight of the stories passed down through generations. How can I provide if I cannot protect? Today was different. Today was the day of the dream-sharing circle, and Makwa felt a knot of apprehension in his chest. What if the others dismissed it as the ramblings of a restless mind? What if they saw it as a sign of weakness? Yet deep down, he knew the call was not something he could ignore. Ayasha watched him from the edge of the circle. She had tried many times to offer him her support, but Makwa remained guarded, his heart walled off by fear and uncertainty. Tonight, however, there was something different in the way he moved. His usual distance seemed softened, as though the weight on his spirit was beginning to crack. As she approached, her footsteps soft against the cool earth, Makwa looked up and met her gaze. For a moment, neither spoke, the silence stretching between them like a fragile thread. Then, to her surprise, Makwa reached out and took her hands in his. His grip was firm but gentle, his palms warm against hers. "Makwa, whatever it is, we will face it together." A faint smile broke through, lighting his features with a rare moment of relief. Makwa felt a glimmer of hope, not just for himself, but for the possibility of finding strength with others. As the evening deepened and the circle began to gather, Makwa took his place among his people. The fire at the center of the circle crackled softly, its warmth drawing everyone closer as the first stories were shared. The air was thick with the scent of burning sage. The timekeeper gently rapped on the drum, setting the pulse for what was to come. When the time came for him to speak, Makwa opened his eyes and looked around the circle, his gaze finding Ayasha's. She nodded subtly. Her silent encouragement gave him the final push he needed. "I have a story to share. It is not a story from our ancestors, but a vision I was given during my quest." The circle fell silent, all eyes turning to Makwa as he began to speak, and for the first time since his return, the weight on his heart began to lighten, piece by piece. Makwa recounted the story of the moon spirit. His voice, at first hesitant, grew steady as he painted the picture of the celestial vision. The tribe sat in suspense, their faces illuminated by the flickering firelight. The tale wove itself around them, its weight sinking deep into their hearts. As Makwa's words faded, an eerie silence descended upon the circle. The usual chorus of the forest, crickets chirping, leaves rustling in the wind, had vanished, leaving only the crackling of the fire as the melody to the timekeeper's drum to fill the void. His vision hung heavy in the air, the firelight casting shifting shadows over his troubled face. The tribe, enthralled by the tale and its implications, remained silent. Even the fire, once crackling with pride, fell silent, though the light and embers rose to the heavens. "Is there more?" "No, that was all she showed me." The tribe sat in uneasy silence. Only the timekeeper kept the oppressive quiet away. Ayasha, listening intently, fully understood what her love had been enduring in recent days. Her mind had been made up long before now.
rising gracefully, the faint sound of her movement, the soft rustle of her clothes, and the quiet clink of the bracelet Makwa had crafted from his first hunt, shattered the silence. She knelt beside him, taking his hand in hers. His palm was hot, his grip steady. It was clear they were mirrors of each other. "Your duty is my duty." Her words hung in the air, a beacon piercing through the fog of doubt. One by one, heads lifted, murmurs rippled through the group. Makwa's declaration had divided the tribe. Some stood and walked away, their hearts heavy with doubt or differing interpretations of his claim. Others remained, uncertain, yet unwilling to leave. Those who stayed shared a quiet resolve, their breaths shallow as they awaited something, anything, to break the ominous tension. The fire shifted, its warm orange glow giving way to an ethereal silver-blue hue. A voice, gentle yet commanding, filled the space. The figure of a woman emerged within the silver light, her presence both calming and awe-inspiring. Her dark skin, speckled with silver like stars, shimmered faintly. Her dull white eyes seemed to hold the weight of the universe. The scourge of the Wendigos has spread far beyond here, putting all life in peril. I have come to drive them away, to ensure they can never cause fear again. I have no wealth or trinkets to offer as payment. The reward I offer is to serve your tribe in a way that will be remembered for generations. You are a mighty spirit of the moon, and we are but children. We pass like the breeze, while you endure. Surely you can bestow some treasure for assisting you.
It is that very mentality, to seek rewards for acts of necessity, that gives the Wendigos their strength. Look, this fire knows why I am here. Even your Mother Earth, who suffers with you at their hands, remains silent in support. She gestured to the shimmering fire and the dark forest beyond. Her words stung, but they carried truth. Peace. The word landed like a stone in water, its ripples spreading through the group. Understanding slowly dawned. Makwa, his voice tinged with wonder, broke the silence. I do not recall a mighty guardian spirit ever asking us for anything. We are the ones who always beg for help. What would you have us do? The moon dragon's lips curved into a faint smile. The tribe's resolve solidified in the silence that followed. Together, we will ensure the Wendigos cannot spread. Reaching into her garments, she retrieved a handful of strange, gnarled fruit. Passing them around, she continued, "This fruit and its seeds will be our weapon." One of the men, curious, took a tentative bite. His face twisted in disgust. "It's so bitter," he exclaimed, but before he could continue, his stomach growled loudly. Eyes wide with alarm, he bolted upright. "I'll be right back," he blurted, rushing into the woods. The tribe broke into nervous laughter as the moon dragon's serene expression remained unchanged. This fruit will weaken the Wendigos in ways they cannot foresee. She spoke long into the night. Questions followed, their doubts becoming determination. By dawn, they were to take their first steps into a new chapter of their lives, exhausted, united in purpose.